قالوا عن العلم أنه وطن في الغربة، وقالوا عن الجهل أنه في الوطن غربة. قالوا أيضا أن العلم نور وأن الجهل ظلام دامس. قالوا عن مصر أنها أم الدنيا، وكيف لا، وهي يأتيها الناس من كل الدنيا ليشاهدوا على أرضها تاريخا لم يسجل إلا على جدرانها، وأحداثا لم تحدث إلا على أرضها. مصر كانت قبل أن يكون التاريخ. قالوا عن مصر أيضا أنها مهدا للحضارات، وكيف لا، وقد امتزجت على أرضها كل الحضارات الإنسانية، الفرعونية منها واليونانية، الإسلامية منها والقبطية، الرومانية منها والإغريقية. مصر أرض التاريخ، مصر أم الدنيا. أعزائي متابعي برنامج حديث المدارس، أحلى متابعين في الدنيا، مشاهدي قناة الحدث اليوم، أحلى مشاهدين في الدنيا، أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم في الحلقة الثامنة من الموسم الثالث. في خلال شهر بالكثير من دلوقتي التركيبة الديموغرافية لمصر هتشهد تغيير طفيف، وده ببساطة شديدة جدا لأننا خلاص على أبواب بدء العام الدراسي الجديد، وفي كليات ومدارس بالفعل بدأت. في خلال شهر من دلوقتي في عدد لا بأس به من ولادنا المصريين اللي بيدرسوا في الخارج هيسافروا ويبدأوا رحلة التعليم الجامعي خارج مصر. ربنا يوفقهم طبعا ويكتب لهم كل التفوق والنجاح ويرجعوا لنا نماذج مشرفة نفتخر بيها. بس زي ما في طلبة مصريين بيدرسوا في الخارج، عندنا كتير طلبة غير مصريين بيدرسوا هنا في مصر. في منهم اللي عارف مصر كويس، وفي منهم اللي لسه هيتعرف عليها، وفي منهم اللي عاش فيها وعرفها وعرف ناسها وطبيعتها وحبها وقرر انه يكمل حياته فيها. سامعك يا اللي بتقول وهو ايه اللي يخلي ناس تحب مصر والحياة في مصر وتفضل انها تعيش فيها وسط ناسها واهلها؟ عشان اجاوبك على السؤال ده صح، معانا النهارده ضيفين من الولايات المتحدة الامريكية عشان يجاوبونا على السؤال ويكلمونا عن خبرتهم في الحياة في مصر، التعليم والعمل وكل حاجة عاشوها في مصر. الناس دي مع الوقت قرروا يكملوا حياتهم في مصر، هم اصلا كانوا جايين بغرض العمل. برحب معاكم بالسيدة كارين جاري، معلمة لغة انجليزية باحدى المدارس الدولية بمدينة 6 من اكتوبر. Mrs. Karen,
Hello.
welcome to my show for the first time.
Yes, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you. The honor is mine, ma'am. كما يسعدني ايضا الترحيب بصديق البرنامج الجميل دكتور لازلي بوتر من مدرسة كور ويست بالشيخ زايد. دكتور لاز.
Hello.
Welcome again.
Well, thank you. And I want to say congratulations on the success of your show. I've heard nothing but great things. So, again, congratulations to you.
I thank you so much for this. I think my success could be a little attributed to people like you. Because it's people like you who make the show, giving quality of education, enlighten the audience, tell them about what they should do, what they should expect, how to get ready. Thank you very much for your coming, and thank you very much for this compliment. But do you mind if I start with Mrs. Karen?
Of course.
You know, we usually say ladies first.
Women's first,
Ladies
yes.
first.
Yes.
Welcome again, ma'am.
Thank you.
First, how long have you been in Egypt?
I have been in Egypt 7 years now, and I love it.
How do you find it so far?
I very much enjoy being here. I enjoy the people. I'm finding more and more things to do, places to go. There's so many things on my bucket list that I haven't seen yet that I'm excited to be here.
You've been here 7 years and you say you still haven't done everything yet?
I want to go to the White Desert, but we cannot find a good time because it's too hot or too cold. So
Too hot?
or too cold.
Oh, how about springtime?
Well, now there's an option.
Do you have time at the spring?
I will try.
You'll try. But I believe because of your job as a learning support teacher, you won't have much time, right?
We don't. We have a few breaks. I do have a break in the spring, and perhaps we'll go then, but yes, the biggest break that we have is in the summer.
All right. You said that you've been here 7 years and you've done lots and lots of things.
Yes.
What is something you like the best about Egypt?
Well, first and foremost, honestly, I love the people. The people are just so kind and so welcoming and so helpful.
Thank you.
Not just
I'm
because
Egyptian.
I know. But it's true. The people are very, very kind, very genuine. I also love, there's so many places to go and see and do in Egypt. Everyone just thinks of the obvious, the pyramids, but there's so many other things to go and see that I'm having a lovely time just exploring all of the different treasures that are here.
Have you been to other places apart from Cairo?
Ah, yes, of course. That's we've been to Sharm el Sheikh. I know I'm saying it wrong.
Sharm el Sheikh, yes.
I have that one. Dahab, another one I'm saying
Dahab,
wrong. Yes. Luxor. I love Luxor and Aswan. Hurghada.
Hurghada, yes. I love this place.
Yes.
These places actually are
I love
some
them.
of the best. Yes.
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I do. It's a bit crowded, but I do love it. It's a lot of history there.
Did you go in winter or summer to Alexandria?
I have been both. I have been both.
But Alexandria in winter is way better than in summer.
But the water's cold.
Anyway, Dr. Les, when you first came here, I know you've been here for 8 years, right?
That's correct, yes.
When you first came here, were you planning, did you have in mind to settle here?
That's a good question. I had heard many good things about Egypt. I had studied it. And then once I got here, yes, I did want to stay. And we are going to stay here. We are building a retirement home in, I'm going to mispronounce it, Sukna.
Sukhna.
Yes.
No, again,
That one.
Sukna.
Sukhna.
Sukna.
Okay.
Okay. It's the best I can do.
Okay.
Anyway, yes, we're hopefully going to be moving over there in 3 or 4 years. And yeah, we love it here.
You love it here?
Yeah, I have never said I want to go back to the United States. I've always been very happy here.
Did you have this in mind before you came? Or were you just trying?
Fortunately, I've been to other countries before, and I've usually liked them a lot. But when I got here, again, as Karen said, I like the people, the culture, the history. It's close to a lot of things. So, in an hour, 2-hour flight, I can be in Athens, I can be in Rome, I can be in different places. So this is a good place to start from.
Close in distance?
Close, yes.
How
yes.
about culture?
Culture, I didn't find it that difficult. Being from the United States, we see a lot of different cultures, so I didn't find it to be that different for me. I really did not.
Okay, when you decided to stay in Egypt, did you encounter any challenges or any difficulties that would have make you change your mind?
Besides the language?
Yes.
No.
Do you mean that Egyptian language is difficult?
The Arabic language, to me it is, yes.
To you.
But fortunately, many people here do speak English, thankfully.
Including me.
Including you, yes. So I didn't find that to be very difficult.
All right.
But no, even the driving wasn't bad. Transportation, food, culture, no, none of that was difficult at all for me.
All right. What is something you miss from your homeland?
Be honest?
Yes, please. Try.
Okay, nothing.
Nothing at all?
No.
Why? Is it because you find everything you need here?
That's correct. I miss, there's some friends that I miss, some relatives that I miss, but the actual country itself, I think Egypt has everything I want.
Egypt has everything you wanted.
That's correct.
How do you keep in touch with your friends back home?
Email, phone calls, texting.
Texting. How about social media thing?
Yeah, social media. I still keep up with the kids I went to elementary school and high school with.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Your friends from elementary school.
Yeah, and that was a long time ago.
That's great. Thank you very much. Back to Mrs. Karen. You mentioned that you work as a learning support teacher. How exactly do you support students?
I help students who are having a difficulty learning the English language, and so I'll do different things. I can go into the classroom.
May I interrupt, please? Because of you, Liz.
Yes.
You said that you help children who have difficulty learning language. Why don't you help Liz? He can't speak Arabic.
I said I help children.
Children, all right, sorry. Okay.
Yes, I do, and but it's also learning English. The students that I help speak Arabic and are trying to learn English, so I push in and help them. I might alter a test for them or help them learning their grammar, or if they need more intensive work, I can pull them out and work with them one-on-one, which I love to do, because then I can focus all my attention just on the child and that child's specific need, not the whole class and what everyone needs, just that one child, which I love.
Don't you think this is a tough job?
It can be, because I do have many students and they all have different challenges, and I try to meet the needs of each individual child. So it can be challenging, but I'm up for it. I very much love my job.
Okay, great.
Yes.
That's good for you and good for them as well.
Yes, thank you.
How do you find Egyptian students?
Egyptian students, I work with little ones, I have to do this high, and they are so loving, so loving. I get a hug every day, and I tell them I'm sad if I don't get a hug. They love to hug. I like the way that they are trying to learn English language, and many of them speak better than less.
Of course, everybody speaks better than us.
But
Sorry.
yeah. But it is true. I do. The children are just lovely kids. But children are children everywhere.
Yes.
You know, I don't find the Egyptian children any different, really, from the American kids that I worked with for a few years.
All right. And back to you, Les. You've been working in education for quite a long time now.
53 years.
53 years. That's your whole experience.
Yes.
Let's narrow it down to your experience in Egypt with Egyptian parents. How do you find Egyptian parents?
Well, I find them to be very concerned about their child's education. In my present job, I've already met with several parents, and they want the best for their children. They're not aloof. They come to school. This is the first week of school. I've met many of the parents, and they care about their their child's education.
Don't you think they are sometimes nosy or picky, or
No more than what I'm used to in the United States.
even in the United States?
Oh yeah.
So parents are the same. Like Karen said, children are children everywhere. So
Right.
you're saying parents are parents everywhere.
That's correct.
So it's not an Egyptian thing, being
No.
nosy and
No.
giving
Not at
teachers
all.
hard times.
No.
Okay, but they
No.
give hard times sometimes.
Yes.
They do. And how do you handle this?
Well, I listen to them because, again, they have usually a legitimate concern, and we try and work through whatever problem that they have. And like I said, I've been doing it for many years.
All right.
And yeah, it's not, to me, it's not a serious issue. Most of them, again, are coming up with legitimate concerns that we need to work together.
Very good. All right. Being an expat living in Egypt for quite a long time, how do you see education in Egypt? I'm not talking about schools only, education in general, even higher education as well.
Okay. I'm not that familiar with higher education here. My son-in-law, who is Egyptian, is getting his graduating tomorrow with an MBA, so I've been following that.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, I think it's rigorous, the education he's gotten. I've seen what he's been doing. So from that experience, I think it's a good quality education. I can't speak for all colleges or universities in Egypt, but where he has attended and what he's doing, I think it is quite rigorous.
Great. Back to Karen. I will take something from the question I was going to ask you and give it to Karen because I think she would have a better answer maybe.
Probably.
Let's try.
Probably.
Okay, again, being an expat living in Egypt, some students from different corners of the world seek Egypt as a study destination. They love to come and study in Egypt, and some other people do not know much about life in Egypt. How would you tell them, or what can you tell them about life in Egypt if they are concerned or not very aware of what's going on?
I would tell students to find a central core group of friends who can support them and show them the beautiful part about the Egyptian culture, tell them the ins and outs of how to get around and how to use the transportation, but to become aware and just immerse themselves in the culture with the people. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for students to come here.
What do you think Egypt would have to students, I mean foreign students who come to seek higher education in Egypt, apart from the academia and colleges? What else do you think Egypt can offer here?
Again, it's the culture, the people. There's so much to do here that people are not aware of. And just even the different celebrations that go on here, it's just wonderful to immerse in the family life. If you're ever invited to a family home, I would suggest to go do that. It's just, I think it's important for students to just become involved in the culture of Egypt.
Okay, I know that you have a daughter who is married to an Egyptian guy, right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Look, honestly speaking, I'm Egyptian. My wife is Egyptian. My daughters are naturally Egyptians. And if one day an Egyptian guy proposes to one of my daughters, I would think it over and over before I accept or even reject. Not to mention how I would act if it is someone who's not from Egypt. My question is, to the mother, let's say, what made you accept an Egyptian guy to marry your daughter?
I couldn't put her in anyone in better hands. He loves her and protects her, I think more so than someone else might. I believe they're made for each other because she supports him and he supports her. They've made each other better people. But just, I would tell you it would be okay. It's okay because he's so kind, and I think he's brought up well too. Of course, he's educated, and he's just a good version of the Egyptian people. And
Egyptians have many versions, they know.
he's a good version. He's a good person.
How did they meet?
They met at Hyper, looking for butter and
in a mall? She went to the mall looking for butter, but she found a husband. That's great.
This is how it happened.
Is this what happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't understand because she said butter with a D because Americans.
That's an American pronunciation,
and
yes.
we were supposed to say butter.
Butter.
Yes, but...
Okay. I understand it anyway.
Yes. He didn't. But that's where they met, and they exchanged phone numbers, and the rest
How did you feel when she came and told you, Mom, I met a guy and I gave him my real number?
At first, it was our first day here, and I was like, are you kidding? Did you give him your real number?
Sorry? You were concerned about your daughter giving him the real number.
We had just gotten here.
Ladies are ladies everywhere.
That's correct.
So you wanted her to give him a wrong number.
Oh, we don't do that.
Ladies.
No, we don't do that. No. I let that one go.
Okay, no problem. All right, and?
And then we invited him for dinner, and he did, and he was just very caring, was very polite, very, had good manners. So then we went back to America, and they just stayed in contact, came back again, and she said, Mom, I love him.
Just like that?
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
How long have they been married?
6 years.
Do they have kids?
We are expecting, yes.
Good.
I'll have my first grandchild.
Good luck with that.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, how do you feel about this experience, Grandpa? Potentially Grandpa, yes.
Yeah. Very well. We do like him. Both of them live with us. And what I like, same thing Karen said, but I also like he's ambitious, he's hardworking. Again, he works in a good job. He goes to college at night. He does a lot of other things. He's involved with sports and keeping care of himself, and he's just a good person.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I bet they're having good marriage.
Inshallah.
Hope, inshallah. All right. What piece of advice, Dr. Laz, would you give to people or students who are seeking higher education in Egypt?
Coming from the United States?
Coming from any corner in the world, any country.
From any country, I would do my homework. I would find out as much as I could about, one, the college, but also about Egypt, because there's many, in my opinion, there's many misconceptions. Okay, everybody speaks Arabic, so if I go to college there, I would have to know Arabic, which isn't true, or all Egypt has to offer is the Nile and the pyramids, which isn't true. There's many things, as Karen said, places to go and do. So I would do my homework first, and give it a try. There's many opportunities in America, for instance, or other countries where you take a semester abroad. Why not do that? Whenever, are you ever going to get that opportunity again? I don't know if you are or not, but why not? You're 20, 21 years old. If you have that opportunity, then I would certainly go for it.
Okay, and what do you think, based on your experience in Egypt, what do you think Egypt can offer to foreign students?
Well,
apart from colleges and specializations.
Okay. Well, the wonderful, rich culture and tradition and history that you have to offer. And again, as I said earlier, you're so close to many other countries to visit. There's so many things to see and do here. I would certainly take advantage of those things.
Okay. You, as an American, when you first came here, did you feel welcomed by the people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're just so nice to me. Do you need anything? Can I drive you here? Can I get you anything? We would go out to lunch. We'd go out to dinner.
With anyone? With anyone?
Well, the people that I knew. Yeah, people I worked with and stuff, which I didn't see it as much as from where I came from. I saw the people here to be very welcoming, very friendly, very nice. Didn't make fun of me not speaking Arabic.
I didn't do that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. We're friends.
Yes.
People know we're friends.
Yes.
Did I make you upset?
No, not at all.
Fortunately not. No. I'll try harder next time.
Yes, please. No, but everybody was very kind, very nice. I felt very welcome here. I've never for one day regretted my decision to move here.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. Karen, do you agree on everything he says?
Absolutely, and I would...
Is it because he's your husband, or or you share perspectives?
He's agreeing with me.
He does, yes.
But I do. I also wanted to include the families here are so close, and I appreciate that so much. And yes, I agree that there's just, the people here are just wonderful, so kind to us. He gets a chair at the grocery store. I love him.
Okay. And what advice would you like to give to people anywhere in the world getting ready for college? Because in 2 or 3 weeks colleges are starting.
Do your homework.
Do your homework as well. Okay.
I'm a mom.
Okay, you're sure.
Do your homework. But just, I think when you, as a student getting ready to go somewhere, and for the parents, let them go, let them experience. I am across an ocean from my American son, who he went to college there, and I had to let him go, but we still stay in contact, which it would happen anyway. If you're in any country, your child goes away. It doesn't matter if they're...
Okay, and finally, I would like to hear a word from each of you to Egypt or Egyptians. Say a word.
In Arabic?
Any word. If you can.
No. Okay. I can't say a word, but no. Again, I would like to see Egypt do a better job with public relations. It has so much to offer. I would recommend anyone come to visit here, live here if they so choose, but this is a great country to come to.
Okay, thank you very much. And Karen, what do you have to say to Egyptians or Egypt?
Egypt. Thank you for welcoming us and showing us a wonderful life that we can have. For really just for accepting us, as expats, just accepting us.
We are very welcoming to nice people like you.
Oh,
thank you very much for coming here. And it's not your first time.
No.
It will not be your first time. And I hope to see you again and again and again to discuss more and more about your insights and experience in Egypt. Thank you very much for coming.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
بعد الحديث مع ضيوف الكرام حابب أقول كلمتين وبس. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكل ضيوف مصر الكرام. وزي ما بنقول في مصر لو ما شالتكوش الارض نشيلكوا في عينينا. اعزائي المشاهدين، سعدنا بكم ونرجو ان تكونوا قد سعدتم معنا، الى ان نلقاكم باذن الله تعالى في الاسبوع القادم في نفس الموعد مع ضيف جديد وموضوع جديد وحديث جديد في حديث المدارس، مع مستشارك التعليمي رؤوف بكر. دمتم دائما وابدا في رعايه الله وامنه.